Thank you so much, Wisdom, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. And I don't know whether to wish you a happy Educators' Day, but it's a very pivotal commemoration that we are spotlighting and celebrating the educators amongst us, the teachers, the lecturers, the professors. And education, as we know, is a very important part of a society. So we also understand that the salaries or compensation for a teacher is usually nothing to write home about. So we find that a lot of these educators do these things because they're passionate about this. How can this be resolved?
Thank you so much for that. Yes, education is very important in our society, and the teachers are the forerunners of this system. They are very vital because their role is very important in developing the next citizens of this country, of our society. And so it's very important that teachers should be appreciated and well compensated. They are doing a lot, managing a lot of students and sacrificing their time to do this job. So I feel like it's very important that they should be compensated. Their salaries should be reviewed, and other benefits, just like private schools teachers, they should also be compensated just like private school teachers, yes.
Right. Now, also talking about training teachers, what sort of training should be made available for educators?
Okay, so I think pedagogies should be looked into, educational pedagogies, most especially classroom management, emotional management, things like the use of technology in our education system. A lot of teachers, especially in public schools, are struggling with that knowledge of incorporating technology into their classrooms. So I feel teachers should be trained and updated on the current trend. We are in a technological era, for example, and I feel it's very important for teachers to be trained around that area. And again, the subject matter is also very vital because a lot of teachers that handle some of these subjects do not have enough qualification to teach the subject. So I think they should look into subject matters and also educational pedagogies.
All right. What do you think that Nigerian government can do to change the state of education in the country? We've decried so many different sectors in the country. You've seen how highly deteriorated the health sector is, the education sector, different sectors, especially the education sector. What can be done to change the scope of things in the sector in the country?
Okay, I think I will advise the federal government, I would suggest, I'll say that more resources and should be allocated to the educational system. More funds should be allocated into the educational system. For example, teachers' salary are not enough, and not just teacher salary. We're also talking about the non-academic staff, even in state and local education board authorities. They are not well paid. And so these are issues that really affect teachers' passion and their motivation to do their job. Additionally, I also suggest that the government should also provide enough resources and support for these teachers. For example, in some schools, teachers are taking more than 100 students in a class, which is too much for a teacher to student ratio. So I think employing more teachers and getting them a classroom assistant to support them in doing their job, and also encouraging them and appreciating them will go a long way to support these teachers. And we need to also look into the enrollment of out-of-school children, because that is also important in order to achieve that quality education for all children in Nigeria. We also need to look into that. So the government should really look into providing enough salary, number one, prioritizing education, and also supporting teachers with professional trainings, timely training. In my opinion, I would suggest timely training, because I feel teachers need to reflect on their profession, their skills. So timely training is good for teachers to be updated in their skills. Again, I will suggest that the federal government should also put in place strategies to hold teachers accountable for the ethics of their profession. A lot of teachers are, because they lose passion, so they tend to neglect their duties as teachers. So I believe they should be held accountable for their profession, yes.
All right, Nguvu Change Leader, Wisdom Katna, thank you so much for joining us to discuss the essentials of the education system, especially in this part of the world. We appreciate your time with us.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure.